you only have one life to live. It means that while you're young, you're supposed to be prudent also for the latter years of your life. Meaning, it's not just about enjoying everything today, it's also about enjoying life later on. Na hindi kayo pabigat sa pamilya ninyo when you are older. That whatever lifestyle that you have right now, it's something that you can sustain. It's something that when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you have enough money also to live life at your own terms. Hey guys, so in this video, let's talk about how long should you leave your investment. What I'll share to you are things that I live by. Please do know that it's not a one-size-fits-all strategy, but the goal of this is to educate you, to show you principles, and at least to give you the logic behind that. So when I started investing, what's very interesting about that is I was heavily influenced by Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett would always say, the longest time to hold is forever, especially if you're invested into something that's fundamentally sound, especially if you're investing into something that's built to last. If you are invested in something that you know 5 years from now, 10 years from now, X period in time that it will still be there, a company, a stock, an equity fund, an asset that's built to last, that the longest time to hold is forever. For those who've seen my interview with Michael Saylor, he said something that was very, very interesting that struck me. Billionaires become billionaires not by timing things perfectly, not by going short into something, but billionaires become billionaires because they know how to find a superior asset and they hold on to it for the long term. So if you find an investment that works for you and you studied it very, very well, that you know it's built to last, then the longest time to hold is forever. So just to share, and if you've been following my videos for quite some time, you do know that I separate my money, what I would use for living and what I would use for my savings and for what I would use also as something that I would regard for my investments. Please remember, whatever you put in as an investment is meant to be used for a particular goal in the future. This video is brought to you by First Metro Asset Management, transforming Filipinos from savers to investors. But for me, when I start to invest, it's not just for a particular goal. My whole mentality is that I'm okay not to touch it. That even though it goes up, even though if it makes money, even though if it doubles, triples, or even goes more than that, I don't tend to touch it. It's not just holding on to forever. It's intentionally there as an asset to work hard for me. It's intentionally there as an asset to help my portfolio grow. It's intentionally there as an asset. Should I need it later on in the future, I have something that stores value. I have something that will continually make money for me. My whole approach to investing is as long as it's money that you don't plan to touch for the long term, as long as it's money that's an excess that you won't use, then just put it in. Don't touch it. Leave it for the long term. And what's interesting about that is this: I'm 37 years old. A big chunk of my investments when I started out, they're still invested right now. They may not be in the same asset class as where they were before. In one shape, form, or another, they're still invested. From a financial point of view, the longest time to leave your investment is up until your goals are hit. Meaning, if you want to retire by 40, you want to retire by 50, you want to retire by 60, whatever age that you've set out for retirement, if your goal for investing is retirement, then that's the only time you take out your money. Or if that particular investment is for your child's college fund and then your kid is about to go into college already, then that's a time for you to take out your investments. So practically speaking, you invest up until you hit your goal. Practically speaking, the only time you take it out is when you start to need it already. But even though you're up and then you still have not hit your goal, then by all means have the conviction also to hold on to it. That being said, also for those picking, selecting individual stocks, of course, I've been saying this over and over and over. When you are analyzing stocks, the name of the game is to look at the fundamentals of the company. When the narrative or the reason on why you're buying that company has changed, then by all means, you can also sell. Meaning, if you are buying that because it's in a high growth stage, meaning their sales are accelerating massively, it's no longer there. And that's the main reason on why you're buying it, then you sell. Or if you are buying it because you like the company's net income, it has been growing steadily for the past 7 years, then all of a sudden you see it start to mature, that it's not growing anymore, or you're seeing it start to decline, then by all means also you can sell. Or if you are in it for the dividends, and the dividends, then you have a certain percentage. Like for me, I like it as long as it's above 5%. If the dividends that I'm getting is not above 5% anymore, I'll sell it. Or also if you're looking at it from a macroeconomic perspective, meaning, okay, I'm investing in this because I know everything is headed this way. Like right now, 2021, everything is headed digital. Everything that's e-commerce will do very, very well. Anything that could be done off the internet will do very, very well. Financial technology will do very, very well. Anything that will be connected to saving and preserving the environment, from solar farms to wind farms, I think will do very, very well. Anything connected to artificial intelligence over the next few years will do very, very well. So that would be your style, no? Check it out from a macro perspective. But if the reason on why you are buying it from a macro perspective is no longer there, then by all means, you could also sell. That's what I'm saying. So from a personal point of view, the longest time to hold is forever because I'm putting something that's an excess. But if you go specific into the nitty-gritty also of it, from a financial point of view, from a goal-based perspective, once your goals have been hit, then it's okay. It's not wrong to take out that money. But you also have to look at it this way. If you take out your money, then you remove the potential for it to make money. Now, if you're looking at it also from an individual stock point of view, if the reason on why you're buying it is no longer there, then it's not wrong for you to actually sell as well. Please remember this. Always remember this. It's still better to have your money invested than you take it out and that money does not give you any more the potential to make money. When you're young, it's always easy to think about, no, I'll just take out my money, I'll enjoy first. Life is too short. Life is too short also that you only have one life to live. It means that while you're young, you're supposed to be prudent also for the latter years of your life. Meaning it's not just about enjoying everything today, it's also about enjoying life later on. Na hindi kayo pabigat sa pamilya ninyo when you are older. That whatever lifestyle that you have right now, it's something that you can sustain. It's something that when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you have enough money also to live life at your own terms. And the best way to do that is to have a mindset that if it's not invested, it's losing out to inflation. If it's not invested, I lose the potential for it to grow. If it's not invested, my money's not working hard for me. If it's not invested and if it's taken out, what's your other alternative? When people take out their money from their investments because kumita na siya, nagagastos eh. And then they're back to square one. The goal is not to take out your money just because you doubled your capital. The goal is to multiply it. The goal is to maximize it. And the goal is to make it grow. And if you keep taking out your investments, then you remove the potential for your money, for your asset to actually grow for the long term. If you take your money out, then you are not playing to win. You are just playing not to lose. If you're asking me what my style is, I'll just keep on investing. I said no, from a practical point of view, sabi ko, once I hit this certain amount, I'll stop investing already. But I don't know it's just fun eh. And you have to realize this. If you are in the prime of your years, you are making money right now, you are earning. Most likely, if you're in your 30s, in your 40s, you're earning massively more right now as compared to when you were just starting out. So why take out that investment? Since you are still at a point in your life where you have the capacity to actually earn more, better use that active income in order for you not just to fund your day-to-day expenses, but to fund your investments. And don't touch it, make it grow continually. So the only time you take out your investments is if you need the money and you've exhausted already all possible avenues that naubos na lahat ng cash mo and you really need to liquidate that asset because you need it direly, then by all means, sell. By all means, take it out. Number two, if your goal has been hit already. Whatever financial goal you have, the targets have been hit. By all means, take the money out. Number three, if there's anything fundamentally changing in the investment that you place your money into, then that would also be a good idea to sell. If those three conditions are not satisfied, then don't take out your money, stockpile, and build that asset class. At the end of the day, the name of the game is not just about how long you're holding on to that investment, but the name of the game is to continually building a base and not just leaving it for the long term, but continually adding and putting more so that you build an asset class that will continually work hard for you. And that's where it becomes interesting. Because when you develop and build such a base, when you get older, you will congratulate yourself because you prepared early. I guess that's the goal of this video, to educate you and to share to you that at this point in your life, while you are making more, save, invest, don't touch it. Only touch it when the conditions are satisfied. But if those conditions are not satisfied, keep on investing. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this was something that was insightful, this was something that was useful, and this was something that added value to you. Because at the end of the day, I want to see more and more Filipinos do better. I want to see more and more Filipinos invest, and I want to see more and more Filipinos live life at their own terms. So I hope you guys got a lot from this. This is Marvin Germo, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.
When was the last time you did something for the first time? You remember that feeling of hesitation. Maybe you're not ready. Perhaps you're not good enough. You doubt yourself. It's a long road ahead. And right now you think, safe is a good place to be. You take a step back, but in doing so, you see the whole picture. You remember the stakes you were brave enough to take. So you shout at the unknown no longer, because you are your own master. You rise up because you know you're not alone. Because you stand on the shoulders of the ones before you. And through them you realize you are more afraid of not trying than failing. They hold your hand, lead you to the peak of your potential. And once on top, you take the leap and do it. The first time you flew and tasted freedom. The first time you went the extra mile and never looked back. The first time you understood that something so small could change the course of your future. The first time you put yourself first. At First Metro Asset, we value you and your achievements. As we navigate through this better normal together, we are here to help you cherish your firsts and make those moments last.